Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to FTRL. Sorry we missed you last week, but we are here with a double bill this evening of weeks 3 and 4 of the GT19 Championship. Joining me, as always, is the ever-present Mr. Giver, Mr. Lee Cole. How are you, my friend?
Very well, thank you. Yourself?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Don't know if I like the name, The Giver.
The Giver. Well, I was speaking to Ross's mum earlier on. And that's what you're saved as in her phone.
She's always so kind with her words.
It's very generous and, always so receiving as well. But yeah, let's move on swiftly. Right, starting off, we have a double race, sprint races at Blue Moon infield. This is a track layout we've only ever done maybe once before, several seasons ago. Apparently, we are a little quiet. Bear with me a moment. I will adjust. So, 1 second. Right, hopefully that's a little better from my part, and I will turn you up as well. Let me know how that sounds. Is that any better? Is it worse? I can hear myself in these earphones a tad.
I'll do that, Dad. And I'll just shout louder.
Let us know how that is before we all get cracking. But yeah, so anyway, in the meantime, I'll continue. So it's the Blue Moon Infield B, which is essentially an oval with the sort of first looping left-hander into a small little kink, which is flat out, and then just into the final corner, which is a bit of a sharp left, which is a bit deceiving. We'll see that over the course of the evening, I'm sure. But other than that, it's probably the same kind of race to be expected as an oval, where anybody can win. Obviously, car is very much dependent on what people go for and whether they sort of throw their eggs into the basket of an oval, which is always a risk. But yes, just before we start, then Lee, do you want to take us through the grid?
Indeed, then, right. So, third round of the season, and once again we find a familiar face on pole position. It is Mr. T. Smith, who put his Suzuki VGT, a car you will probably not be familiar with. It's a debut car for this car on this game. Suzuki back as a manufacturer, and their GR3 car popped onto pole position by Team Mongolia. Right behind him is his teammate, also in a very beige-looking car. It is Ross, or T Smith 96, as his username is. He's in the Genesis XG70. Car that a number of drivers used in week 2, so will be familiar to some of us. P3, we find Kuska, and he is in the M6 BMW, the big boy of the Group 3 category. In P4, we find an excellent job from Captain Chubbs, then. He's also in the Suzuki VGT, starting P4. Great qualifying from him. And behind him, P5, it is my co-commentator for the evening, Mr. Aaron Taylor, in the American Dream, that is the Chevrolet Corvette. P6, we find SBY in the Suzuki VGT, loving life with his VR headset. He may be joining us a little bit later on for some commentary, so keep your ears out for that. Behind him, P7, an excellent qualifying from Just Mikey, or Beanbag, as he is titled on GT this season. Also in the Suzuki VGT, P7 for him. P8 was FTRL Panda, another one in the Suzuki. P9 was Pagani, then. So a disappointing qualifying from Pagani this week.
Because he's shit.
Week,
Sorry.
He is in the Hyundai Genesis in P9. P10 then goes to FTRL Blue Flag. He is in the Genesis XG70. P11 is Steph, then returning for week 3. He is in the Genesis as well. P12, you have Peatman in the... What was he? He's in the Genesis as well in P12. P13 was Jonesy in the Corvette. And me, P14. Absolutely terrible qualifying.
Yeah, what happened?
Couldn't get hooked up in qualifying. And the race... Well, let's see if the races go any better, shall we? We know in the Suzuki as well, P14.
Wonderful. Right, well, we will get proceedings underway. To be honest with you, with these races, this is going to be, like I said to you, these are just basically oval races, so a lot of the action will be fairly repetitive. Obviously, we'll see a few overtake. Some people playing this out differently to others. So normally how people would attack this kind of race would be to kind of work with a pack, try and pull away, because obviously slipstream is really important, create a bit of a gap to those behind, and then try and maybe go on to win at the end. Now, half the grid kind of played that, half the grid didn't. So obviously that made it will make a good watch. But obviously throughout a lot of this, it will be fairly repetitive nature to most laps. So obviously do bear with us. We'll try and get as much action as we can. But I'm ready if you are, Mr. Lee.
I am indeed.
Okay, right. We've got 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So coming down to the line to start the race is T. Smith in that horrific beige car. For people that don't know the story behind this, T. Smith and Ross are two of the most beige people you'll ever meet in your life, and that's why they've obviously opted for that. So heading down in towards turn 1, down a little bit of a bump, but everybody seems quite clean as they go through. I'm putting Chubbs under a bit of pressure. Mikey's already gone wide and tagged the wall, and he's now under pressure straight away from Panda as well.
As well, looking at the inside of Panda, who's now in turn look at the inside of Mikey. Into this right hand kink through the middle part. The lap still flat out then, but then into the braking zone for the first time. Out comes blue flag, sending it down the inside of Bugatti as Mikey slaps the wall again. Blue flag's off.
Oh, blue flag. Here we go.
There, that Genesis, a lot of drivers noticed in week 2. Very twitchy at the back. If you get the power down a little too hard, and blue flag off the back of the pack at the end of lap 1. And that has split the pack quite considerably then. The top 6 making a big breakaway as Panda going for P7. Side by side into turn 1 on the inside line. Gets it done but then runs wide.
I'll tell you, Mike gets a switchback. Surely not.
He's trying, but no. Panda's got it sorted. Filling the mirrors. Through the left kink again.
Oh. You just see the action just going on behind.
Contact there between Pagani and was that Jonesy? He's now into the wall. Through goes Steph, through goes Peterman, through I go as well. Jonesy down to 13th, then back to where he started. Side by side with Steph, which will come off the banking, but that Genesis benefit from the slipstream with Peterman. Wants to pull ahead again. Side by side.
Lee and Steph into the first corner.
Steph then goes in a little too hot, goes right to the edge of the track. And he's done. He gets right back in behind me there.
Well, look, for a second I thought he was going to be able to try and get a bit of a cut back on you there, but blue flag closing back up again.
Here comes Steph again though. Here in the middle part of the lap, he's got the inside. He's the inside. Get a contact, bit of twitching. And here comes Jonesy re-arriving on the scene again as well. He then gets a big snap of oversteer. Does get the power down.
That's what the front runners are doing. T. Smith and his teammate still holding position. Cuska's got a bit of a gap. I managed to get past Chubbs, who had a bit of an indifferent start to the race. We've got SPY putting us under all sorts of pressure as well.
So, looking back at the inside to 1, not making it done, and now here comes SPY. Side by side as they head through the kink. A little bit of rubbing there. Just stays off the barrier. Hang on to P5. Sort of settled down a little bit now in the pack.
Yeah, that tends to happen with the... what's happened?
Steph has a big twitch coming off the back into the bank in there. It looks like going around the outside of the final corner. They're trying to.
See if they can make it work into turn 1.
Got done. Down the straight.
Seems to be job done. Steph's not going to take a hopeful look into 1. No, he's not. But T. Smith already running away. His teammate doing him all sorts of favours, because I can vouch Cusker was very, very quick. I've just been told hashtag Mikey in the chat, so we're going to go on board with Mike. Does Mike do a mic?
Not this lap.
No.
But Peteman to the wall, and I'm into the back of him.
Oh, collision. Let's go back 10 seconds.
Peteman just tagging the wall, got full on sideways, had nowhere to go and speared into the side of him. So unfortunately that is us down to 13th to 14th. Kuska down the inside of Ross into turn 1. So trying to cut back. Kuska's got the move done. Ross is not finished. Threesome behind now is Sean now all over the back of Aaron. Into the danger zone. Tight turn. Oh, and Sean has a huge moment.
I feel like we need to get ourselves level on the stream here.
You a bit behind me.
Yeah, I went back ever so slightly.
Okay. Going again.
I will tell you as I cross over the line on me. Which is right about now. Perfect.
Battle going for P9. Blue flag Jonesy and Steph.
We have lost a Mikey. He's down to 12th. So I don't know whether Mike's had a moment somewhere.
Let's go back and have a look.
I feel like we might have to.
Let's feeling it's going to be off this. Where did this happen?
Oh, here we go. Right, okay. So I'm coming down the start finish straight with Fagani and Mike in towards turn 1. Mikey navigates the first corner not too badly, gets on the power a bit too quickly, rides up the bank and does a Mikey. Mikey does a Mikey. Tyres smoking as he gets going again. And unfortunately, that puts him right down into P12. So we'll just rejoin the action with Mikey taking us around the rest of the lap, see if we can get around the next couple of corners, which are flat out, but can never put it past old Mike. Oh God! Absolutely smashes into the final corner.
He put about 85% of the steering lock he needed on that.
Yeah.
Use the wall for the rest of it.
Unfortunately, like I say to Mikey, the one thing that he always does, if he makes a mistake, he tries, say he loses 2.5 seconds in a lap from a little incident or something, he tries to make that 2.5 seconds back on the same lap, and he ends up costing him more time. And it's been a habit of Mike's that he's done for a very long time. So once he kind of gets that under control, he'll
be a threat.
Yeah.
I'd say it's good pace again, like qualifying. Yeah, P70 qualifying was a really good effort from him. So
absolutely,
pace is there.
Kuska has managed. Yeah, Kuska's managed to get past Ross, and he's now closing the gap up to T Smith up in first place. There's still the little cluster of cars behind. I've got a very small bit of breathing space, but those two Suzukis behind are so much quicker than that Corvette down that straight that I was just completely unable to pull any form of gap on them.
Coming on back into the banking, bump drafting there from Sean. Just giving the chips to hurry up.
So we're just going to put the haven't even put all of the driver names or anything up. Apologies, stream. It's all quite down in the field. There is a couple behind, which is Panda and Pagani, who are keeping the cars ahead honest for the this part of the race. Putting in some good lap times. Panda doing his fastest lap of the race, 47.2.
Bump drafting with the Corvette. Still going 2-1.
Somebody saying that they've heard that Panda's good. No, he's not. There was you're thinking of Agent Panda, who used to be in the F1 part. He was always good.
He was exception. Up there with big pictures in terms of the quality.
Oh yeah. And Mikey. So all in that sort of category.
So the battle for fourth, probably the closest one at the moment. Himself and the two Suzukis in hot pursuit.
Yeah, we were closing the gap onto Ross.
That clearly shows, when you are working together with somebody like you do on the ovals around here, he's literally just bump drafting. If I think back to our career mode season where we did the oval race here in the Nissans, and I bodged the start and took Dark Bolt with me. Start with my car, ghosted at the start, and then we literally had to work together to get back onto the pack, but we managed to get there. pretty much just for the fact that we were working together solidly for 3/4 of an hour to get ourselves back into that battle for the lead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shoves into the wall, comes back to the banking, lets Sean through, and you can see now the gap to Ross much closer. So Ross dropping off the front two towards that little pat.
I think we were now either in slipstream or just literally on the cusp of it. But then, enter SBY. Enter
SBY. We can watch Mikey's racing up with Mikey to see how much underscore we got. So we've never seen so much input in one lap.
Yeah, no problem. I'll do that in just a second. I'm just going to stay with this battle for 4 for the minute because there is the 4 of us bunching incredibly close. And then absolutely I will do that with nothing but pleasure, is what I would say. Can I just double check with everybody in the stream chat that the sound quality is okay? As SBY sends it down towards turn 1, Ross cuts back across. I'm going for a switchback as Chubbs is really fighting hard to try and stay with us. I was absolutely terrified of SBY in this race.
I think having seen this POB, you understand why.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you see racing on the I mean, it's incredible to see. We're watching a couple of the big streamers do it, and it looks incredible, but at the same time, it just terrifies me.
Yeah, I was nothing but terrified being around Sean in this race. I was saying that, I was saying at the start, some people were working together, some people were just absolutely all out for the win. Sean was one of those people, and to say that I was stressed and scared in this race was a complete understatement.
Sending it hard into one then.
Absolutely.
Inside. Looking very quick. This mix of cars, and Genesis is quite slippery in a straight line. Suzuki obviously the quicker of the 3 cars, and Corvette's down through the corners, which is unusual for things to say for Corvette. So Sean gets the move done then. To the right hand kink.
It was just, I was trying to stay with them as best I could, but I never had an opportunity for a run on either of them. It was just, the car was just not as quick. I could stay with them, and that was literally it. As soon as anybody got past, I wasn't able to do anything with it. Ross goes wide into 1 to try and go around the outside of SBY. Can he make it work? Yes, he can indeed. What a lovely move that is. And Captain Chubbs is right back with us. Let's go and check in with Panda and Pagani. And Steph there is Blue Flag, Jonesy and Beanbag. Let's go on board. Never thought I'd see Mikey going at more than 100 miles an hour. As he's looking to put Jonesy under pressure into the final corner. Oh, he lifts off. Is he going to try and cut back and get a good exit? Oh, has he been learning? The idea was right. Execution, not as much.
One thing I've just noticed on the onboard is the driver flicks the paddle between the.
He does.
It's just like a little thing.
Oh, we're going to see a legit Mikey overtake. I'm sorry, but this is a first. No, we're not.
Switch into turn 1, but it scoops up that Corvette, at least fairly stable.
That's all fairly smooth from Mike, to be fair to him.
Never really have to wait for that when he just spears the wall.
Maybe I've just caught him on a good lap.
See what does to the brake for this left hander. He's got him up.
Oh, he's lifting again.
2 bites of it. Oh, there we go. The bite of the wall.
Oh, here we go, Mikey, yep. Clips the inside and the outside. Gets going again, solid. He's got the hazard lights handily next to his left thumb. This is when he inevitably flips the car at some point in the race if you pop it on. Just to let people know he is upside down. Look at this calm and composed driving from Mike. It's a Sunday drive for him. Effortless. Oh.
No, he's taken over at this point.
Yeah, exactly, I think it's his son, son or daughter.
Indy crashed it earlier on.
Yeah. Right, let's go back on board. So T Smith is still out front. I would stay with you more, Tom, but you're just boring, to be honest. So I know you're watching, so bollocks to you.
Let's go close the gap then. The gap's definitely come down.
The battle to watch is one for fourth because it was just chaos. OTP's in the stream saying now that Mikey, after the death of his beanbag today, the beanbag that we built up so much hype around, Mikey sadly lost it today. Rest in peace, beanbag. So everyone's now saying that, well, OTP is now saying that it should just be called bag now, which I'm fully behind.
Sure, the bag's no more, it's just bean.
Yeah, just bean. I feel like I could probably say something really inappropriate at some point, so we'll veer off from that conversation. I know my grandfather is watching, so he'll be disgusted with whatever I say, I assume.
Your granddad, Bob? To 1 then, Ross. Much back in this battle again, so it's 4 for P3. Big start there from the Corvette. So, off the back onto the banking. And now, Sean looking for a way past. Ross covers the inside though. Sean's thinking about it again.
This is
push.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, he's so much of a prat, Mike is. He's gone to try and comment on the stream, and he's done it from the FTRL account. And now he's retracted the message like he thinks nobody would notice. Just roll with it, Mike. You're a calamity of fucking errors, you. In every sense. I'm sorry for my language, but you infuriate the life out of me. You just... God's sake.
Change for P5. Chubbs has got ahead of the commentator, and at the 6th then. Corvette now just struggling.
Let's see how much time I lose.
Coming on to slipstream at this point. I think the one benefit about being a little bit off the back of these three coming into this braking zone is that these two ahead of you have to compromise a little bit depending on what Ross is doing, so that will kind of bring you back in. As long as you get a good run through the corner, stay off the wall, then you should just hang on to the slipstream. But especially with Chubbs attacking Sean, there he is.
Yeah, look at just how much they just pull away. There's just literally just nothing I can do. It was really, really difficult. But it was a good scrap to watch. With Ross and Sean were certainly going at it.
Kuska's made a mistake. He did. From lap 90 to 48.5 from Kuska. That was 1.4 seconds slower than his previous lap. So a mistake somewhere from him as seen Tom just ease away. As Sean has made the move for P3.
Always has a massive wobble coming at the final corner. You never know, I might go past all of them here down this straight.
Just watching some of the guys, because Tom obviously commented about short shifting with the Suzuki, and it's really like how early they were short shifting. So we're watching Sean there, just how early he was short shifting.
Yeah.
A very particular way of driving that car to get it to go quick. Obviously based around the Suzuki GSX X-Star MotoGP bike. The delivery of the Bills delivery. It's delivery on the MotoGP.
Good evening, chaps.
We've been joined by an SPY.
Hello.
Good evening, how are we?
I'm very good. How are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. Can everyone hear Sean okay, correctly, fine, loud and clear, sexy, everything? We're still on board with the with just about 8 laps to go in the first race of last week, so currently on board with this absolute cluster for P3.
Just on the Suzuki, like literally the short shifting is only something I've figured out at about a few hours before the race, and it honestly gained me at least sort of half a second on lap time.
Really?
I don't think I figured that out until after the second race.
Was it literally just like a quarter of a thought out the bar?
If you watch the short, stay on board with one of the Suzukis for a lap and just watch how early the short shifting is. Give you a good idea. Yeah, like you say, it's like fuel saving, but not.
Right.
It's because it goes to about the limiter goes to nearly sort of 13,000 revs. but you literally change up about 10,500.
Right.
Barely on the little bar there.
Right. Tom's in the chat saying that Sean's a bit quiet, but he's not for me, so I'll have a look at the settings in a second. Other than that, Tom, see if D will take your special headphones off. Just make sure you go in the room where you're not going to hurt yourself.
There you go. Bumped my mic up a little bit, so hopefully that'll help.
Perfect. Right, well, I would say let's go around the grounds and see what's going on, but Pagani is still in a kiss chase with Panda.
B3 though, that's up the inside of Sean. Trying to hang around that side, clips that wall. However, still side by side, while squeezing him up against the wall. Goes back at him. Grazes the wall on the right hand side there. Still side by side. So go through the right kink and through goes to Suzuki. Twitch there, contact between the two, smoke kicks up. And side by side again around the final corner. Captain Chubbs with Brian doing position then. What does he do?
Don't rule me out of this.
See the Suzuki power. Ross wants to get back in the middle before Chubbs can find a way through. Then down the inside, pops out. Sends it down the inside. Through he goes. Trying to crisscross though, the Suzuki, but now Genesis getting moved on. Then back into P3 goes Ross.
Pagani just popped up in the chat saying that in 23 laps of being with Panda, we managed to bump draft him once down the straight.
I remember that from the chat. Yeah, they the Suzuki just so quick when driven properly.
I can see a little fight forming at the back, which I'm going to go and run to quickly. Oh, hiccups, I apologise. Pete and Lee, how are you working together?
We're working together. Well, again, if I'd been driving it properly, I might have been doing something better.
And Mikey's done a Mikey again somewhere. I'm not going to go out of my way too much to find it, although I will do for future video references.
Oh, what's going on here? The battle for third. Ross again comes out in front. Look at the speed of this, how quickly the Suzuki is on the back of the Genesis there, down that straight. Just taps. It's the wall hard there. Sean let's open a little bit of a gap up. Sean's giving him a nudge, and here comes Aaron back into this battle.
Yes! I believe in myself.
Now, bump drafting again. Pull them away from the Corvette and back towards the Genesis again. They're on flat 27 now, so 4 to go, including the one they're on. And Chubbs now making eyes for P4. So he's down the inside. Around the outside though. Uses the momentum. Rose around the outside, stays P4.
How was this on your VR headset, Sean?
Terrifying.
Was it?
No, it wasn't too bad. You have to get so close to this final corner that's coming up there. You literally looks like you're going to crash into the wall every time. And with it being, I was driving a right-hand drive car last week, the week before this, and a left-hand drive car this week. So I kept bumping the right side of the car into the outside wall.
Christ.
Side by side across the strike. 28, 30.
3 to go.
So sending it down the inside, Sean hanging on around the outside again.
Oh, kicks out.
Side drift. Well held though. Big twitch then, and all this is letting Ross get away. So the Genesis has broken clear. Suzuki start to squabble. Corvette a little larger in there.
All I'll say is I still think that I'm in a chance of winning this race. P6, you never know. Oh, as I smashed the ball. It was so infuriating watching these battles in front, knowing that I just couldn't have any form of input in them. As soon as you got past me, that was it. I could not do anything about it. But Chubbs back towards the inside of turn 1.
Side by side, again racing room given. Again, Sean holds on. And that was a great battle between you two. Lap after lap, same move every time. Same result every time so far as well. Capture Ross down a little bit, but Ross now looking comfortable. well in all this. So unable to bump draft him for a while. Right, now I hate to say this, but you might want to go back and watch the battle between Jonesy, Peatman and me.
I think we'll go on board with you, Lee.
Yes, let's.
Approaching the final corner for what is lap 29 of 30. Smashes the ball. Oh, he absolutely fucks it. Round he goes. He's had a mic. He's done a mic. Oh, he's gone again. Oh, you Mikey in disguise.
And just as Rob started to the room, there goes Tom, which means now I'm lap down. But at least he got to finish a lap early.
Absolutely. And even worse,
line, then,
Mike's overtaken you.
Missed it for that. T. Smith then victorious in race 1. Kuska coming across the line, a distant P2, but solid effort from him. Ross then will prevail in that battle for P3, and P4 does go to Sean, just ahead of Chubbs. P5, Aaron crosses the line, P6. Panda then gets back ahead of Pagani then on the run to the line for 7th and 8th. 9th then, Steph versus Blue Flag. They're side by side. They're very much side by side. Oh, and how close was that?
Arsenal just edging Tottenham again, like usual.
Jonesy, Peatman crossing the line in the final one.
Come on, beanbag. Here he comes.
He's not last, but we're still waiting on him.
Yeah.
P13.
He didn't finish last, but he was still the last to cross the line. Figure that one out. There we go. So this will be a reverse grid. OTP's come in the chat and said, surprise Simon didn't swipe at him, which is true. That is a blue flag defensive technique. Just drive across the driver to make sure that he doesn't get past. And just sit there in silence, hoping nobody says anything or notices. Right, race number 2.
He's doing his breathing exercises. So.
Yeah.
Which is breathe in.
And that's it. Yeah. Right, race number 2. So this will be a reverse grid from race 1 results on an oval, which, well, kind of on an oval, which if there is a time where the guys that are typically more towards the back will have the best kind of opportunity at really grinding out a result, this is it.
Then, so, running order for race 2 if we are ready.
Hang on a second. Sean, have you got the race open? Have you?
I have, mate. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
I will click on... I'll pause it very quickly. Let me just get all the information up on the thing. So, and we'll go to Lee, who will run us through the grid. So, whenever you're ready, Mr. Lee Cole.
Right, then, so race 2, and pole position is myself, and having started at the back for race 1, starts at the front for race 2. Joining second, Mikey, hoping to go a little bit better this time. Peatman P3, Jonesy starts P4, Steph is P5, having narrowly missed out there on Pipping Blue Flag, who starts P6. Pagani starts P7, P8 for Panda, P9 for Aaron, P10 is Chubbs, P11 is Sean, P12 is Ross, P13 Kuska, and P14. And dead last is T. Smith in this one, but for how long? Well, we shall see.
We shall indeed. Sorry, just to go in, old Captain Technicals popped up in the group chat. In the stream chat. So why didn't you guys just screen share? Now, I'll happily take your judgment, Mike, but only if you ever decide to actually do a commentary stream. So, which you won't. So keep your opinion to yourself and concentrate on practicing to stop yourself crashing into a wall. You've only done it for 5 years. Right, sorry, needed to get that out of my system.
So my concern would be obviously streaming and sharing, whether or not that would completely slow down your the quality of the stream. I don't know.
Exactly, and Mike, you cannot afford for anything else to slow you down. So let's continue. On board with Lee, and here we go. And the lights go out, and Mr. Lee Cole takes us away for race number 2. 30 more to go. Mark, put you under pressure at turn 1. Any form of problems?
Smith on the outside of Kuska.
Blue flags all over Steph already. now.
Ooh, look at the wall from Chubbs.
Yeah, we're going to see obviously some sparks fly. Steph's into the wall. I don't know whether that was aided by a blue flag. It wouldn't surprise me.
Just now 2 by 2 by 2.
Chaos.
Look at them. Look at the coming off the final
Oh,
corner.
inject me with it. Here we go. Pagani leads the way.
Inside, 3 wide, 4 wide. Down the straight then. Oh my God, 4 wide. Pagani, Steph.
Look at this.
Aaron.
5 in a line.
5 wide. Chubbs making it 5 wide. Pagani backs out sensibly. And 4 wide into turn 1. Oh, does that work out somehow? It all works out. Aaron gets out in front of everybody. Oh, contact left with Sean. Oh, more contact. In the ball goes Will. Steph was involved as well.
Oh, there goes Sean into the wall.
The wall. Oh, Ross hits the back of Sean. Padders with the wall as well. T. Smith somehow gets around the outside of several
Pagani
cars.
just
The wall
flies
goes
into the
Pagani.
wall. There we go. Oh, who's that going round?
Oh, Kusker and Tom bumping each other as well around Wentz. Was it Will?
This is the sort of quality that we wanted on display.
And so starting lap 3. 3?
Definitely shouldn't be.
I was going to say, was this a big one, wasn't it?
Oh, Lee into the wall, turn 1. And oh my God, beanbag into the lead of the race. Is he going to immediately crash? It was weird actually. I was actually on FaceTime to Mike's wife at this point, and she said to me that she just heard some tears and just utter panic, from Mike going on. Apparently she had to go in and just spray him down and give him a good wipe, because he was absolutely terrified at the prospect of leading a league race for the first time ever.
Then making a move on blue flag. That was turn 1. Under threat from T. Smith, who's forward. It's P8. Oh, like a Steph into the inside wall. Pointing the right way though. There again.
It's just hard to know who to follow here. There's so many things going on.
And the pack's starting to come together. He might be getting a little bit of a lead. And myself and Jonesy a little gap back to blue flag and Peatman. And then there's you kind of a little bit in between. T. Smith up to 7th already.
Just a knob, isn't he?
Lucky knob.
Yeah. Blue flag and Peatman into turn 1. Peatman trying to go all the way around outside.
Taking the scenic route then. Oh, Jonesy. Still going to get stopped at race 2 in turn 1 for some reason.
Peatman is still side by side with T. Smith. He's just dropped him behind. I think he might have been a moment. Oh, contact with Pagani. Pagani, dirty bastard. Look at this.
And again. Oh, 2 bites at it.
I see how it is.
Can't do that for Peatman, he's a treasure.
Peatman is nothing but a treasure. How dare you do that, Pagani? You have words about that.
Inside, finds it's been blocked by blue flag, and suddenly T. Smith on the apron.
Yeah. Blue flag just swerves across some brakes. State of it. Absolute state of it. I don't think we didn't see that side.
Oh, shall not pass.
Yeah. Oh, T. Smith. How does he get away with that?
See, now, later on, we'll see that what happens if you clip that worse.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling somebody might demonstrate.
Yeah. And also at Bathurst as well, which is soon to follow. We'll see how that happens.
The wall. Pagani.
Now, what I will say is I was side by side with blue flag here, and all I thought to myself was, fuck's sake, race over. Honestly, that's honestly what I thought.
2 by 2 again.
There goes T. Smith diving down the inside. The state of it, blue flag, same tactic. Same tactic, just swerve across and slam your brakes on.
Overlap.
Look at the queue he's caused.
Yeah, except he didn't have you, but...
I've only just got past him.
Absolute.
Send it back up again. There goes Chubbs.
This is quite
Chubbs.
the
Oh, here we go.
Oh, contact. Pagani gets hit by, who was that? By Cusco. Round goes Pagani
Yeah.
into the wall.
All you
Chubbs
could
ends
say.
up going from what, P5, P6 down to P11.
Yeah, Pagani gets a good old stroke of karma there for his earlier attack on Peatman.
There's a big lead for Beanbag now. Race should be cut and dried here.
He's away and gone.
Look at this. Just for reference, for those that are watching and might not be completely familiar with Gran Turismo 7, should I say. In the top right-hand corner, you can see the track map. Now, Beanbag, aka Mikey, is the red one, and look at the gap he's got to the rest of the people behind him. This is Mike's opportunity with 22 laps to go to win a legitimate race on Gran Turismo. I never thought we'd see the day, but he's absolutely flying, and good on him for doing so.
T. Smith now trying to pick his way through.
Blue flag.
On this time, a blue
Blue
flag.
flag comes over. Here he comes. Is he the same thing again? Oh no.
Ross is going to make a move this time as well.
I will say, I don't think I can curse him as this is a replay, but Mikey's time is super consistent.
Oh, don't say that. This is a.
I literally can't curse him. It's in the past.
I know.
Maybe that's something that can happen. Only
Oh,
with
blue
Mikey, I
flag
don't
down the
know.
inside of the last corner. Oh. Mike, stop being such a knob in the chat. I was being nice. Just so we all know, everybody needs to know that Mike's won a race before. Just in case there's anybody. Yeah, that's a good point there. And Jonesy still holding on into second place from Lee as the rest of us all start to close. Look at the queue forming.
P4 already though. T. Smith cut his way through.
Onto the podium with the chat saying, I know this has already happened, but as somebody that doesn't know the result, can I place a bet on who's not winning this?
You'll get very short odds.
Oh, I should just see blue flag squeeze Cusker into the wall.
Big lock up there going in.
Oh, it's what blue flag?
Yeah.
That's convenient. Yeah.
Down to the inside, covering a 20-metre wide circuit. He somehow makes it work.
He's that much on the inside. The pit crew on the other side of the wall had to take cover.
Diving into the.
Yeah.
Still, somehow Cosca finds a way through up the inside. We won.
I will say at this point in the race, I feel a little sorry for Chubbs because I just down the straights I just kept bump drafting Peatman ahead of him for about 3 laps.
T. Smith makes the move for the P2. So cuts through Jonesy, cuts past me, and he's already up to second. I remember at this point Mikey going, "Why is he second?"
Yeah.
Already in his head.
What I'd also like to point out is how far back Pagani is on the track map. He's not at the best of times there, Pagani. It's quite some way back. Bless him.
7-0 was not as quick as not gonna lie.
Very much in his head as well because the last couple of laps, their lap times are almost identical, despite the fact T. Smith would have had some time.
47-0. 47-0 as well, so Mikey had the pace at this stage.
Well, notice the trend. So if you go on board at blue flag and look at the gap between him and sixth, and then the cluster of cars behind him there. Notice the trend.
Just going to think to himself, I've already passed this guy twice, what more do I have to do?
Yeah. Chubbs to the inside. Is he going to get a double move?
Tom there, so Mikey in that level 47.7, which is not a bad pace, but T. Smith got 46.9, which is ridiculous pace.
Yeah.
The Q starting to fall behind me. Ross and
Chubbs, blue flag and Gusker. It's all getting a bit feisty.
got through
Chubbs has found
on
a
the
way
inside
through.
again.
Chubbs is in the chat at the moment saying he gave you a bump daft.
Bump daft.
Bump daft. It's going to be the new name for it. FTRL bump
That's
daft.
that's when you do it 50 yards before a corner. Ooh. A wobble from Cusker on the way out.
something else I found out for testing for this week. It's surprisingly loose back.
Here goes Ross down inside of Jonesy into turn 1. Is he going to get the move done? Yes, he does. Lee is next up. Still holding on to those podium positions. And meanwhile, I'm just pushing Jonesy through at the minute. Oh, towards the inside.
Closer to Smith.
Do I send this?
46.9. After Monkey's 47.5. 6/10 out of the lead again.
Double overtake from me. There we go. Won't last long. Jonesy decides
Side in the background as well. Chubbs and Kuska. Continues to hold them
Look
at
at the speed of that Suzuki, man. It's so fast.
It's ridiculous. It's like the Alpine on a F1.
Yeah.
And if any of the people, including me, may regret pitting.
Inside that. Ross and Jonesy trading some paint as well over P5.
What did you say then, Sean?
Also, I wonder if anybody, including me, regrets picking the Suzuki for this track for not having it for Le Mans at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I've heard some people say they're talking. I'm thinking like that's a crazy choice. Now I get it.
Yeah.
I would like to clarify that I do still have the Suzuki to use, but then it also means that I have to manage tyres around Le Mans, which is a track I famously hate. I cannot drive. No, I cannot drive Le Mans. Even the straight bit, I struggle.
Oh yeah, literally, I can't stand it because I can't drive it.
Yeah,
It's the only reason.
But just on board with T. Smith, and he's caught right up to the back of Mikey already.
I got 3:46.9s in the last 4 laps.
47.2 though.
A little bit. The last two, 47.0, 47.1, two very quick laps from Mike. So he's kind of put him again at arm's length. With further back, it's blue flag up the side of Ross. Up the side of Chubbs. That's the final corner.
Oh, Ross trying to make it 3 wide, which features a blue flag and a Jonesy. That's the one battle I would never want to be a part of.
What do you think?
Descend. But then we saw Chubbs do that a lot in the first race with you. It was he's kind of mastered the inside move there without contact. Let's just shuffle back a few places.
Incredible content this race. Look at the queue formed.
And who's at the head of it again?
Yeah. I didn't even notice that.
There's a gap.
Technically.
There's a gap.
There's a little bit of a gap.
There's a gap. Yeah, don't include us in this. Look, oh, look, he's got defensive to no one. Look, no one's even there, and size like it's eyeball.
Jones is going very, very deep into one. He doesn't want to fall behind blue flag, so he'll never get back past.
See me.
Oh, Lee brushing the outside wall. Can't afford to do that too many times.
Chubbs and Ross now side by side in the background.
Just got the brakes around the outside. Of
Jonesy through. Oh, look at that.
The wall, there's blue flag. Oh, can't, more chaos. Jonesy L's up in that. Contact or
lads, pause and go back 10 seconds. Lads, pause back and go back 10 seconds.
I need to see again.
Yeah, I need to go on board.
Jonesy contact with blue flag.
I'll go on board with Ross, I think, for this one. Let's go and see. I'm going to go back a further 10 seconds. So just going through the left kink. Oh, Chubbs nearly put Ross in the wall. Heading down through the right kink. We'll keep an eye on Jonesy ahead. Jonesy switches to the inside. Into blue flag, into the wall. Jonesy decides to wait. And Chubbs accelerates whilst going right into a wall.
Were you on board with Ross? Because he did very well to get through that gap.
I just don't want to credit him. That's the problem. Alright, so more chaos. Right, I'm going to go on board with myself because I'm on the back of you, Mr. Lee Cole. Going round turn 1, just about to go through the left kink.
Kuska and Ross now side by side.
I'm just about to go through the final corner behind you, Lee. Approaching the start of lap number 20, going around the long left-hand final corner. Giving you a bit of a push. As Kuska's got us in his sights. Staying on board.
Down into way through as well.
Yeah, got a bit of luck with all the carnage ahead.
Oh, Lee runs wide. I cut back, going towards the inside. We're going to go side by side through the left kink.
How much we do want to give you?
Oh,
and then,
oh, it goes about to worse. Go on, Shakira, shake those hips. And round he goes.
Plume of smoke.
And he's just going to remain stationary in the middle of the track. And Pete, is he going to spot you? Oh. Very, very close from Pete. Beanbag still holding off Mr. Smith. A little bit of a gap, but it's very, very close. With 9 laps to go. Managed to get up into third, but Kuska's right behind. Ross is there. Sean is there. Sean and Ross going side by side. Deja vu of race 1 into the final corner. Sean's just ahead.
Slide go through the corner.
Starting to get a bit slippy by this point. Right inside tyres starting to. They're all right, but you can feel the difference.
Yes, the tyre on Suzuki's worse than the Genesis, which I was quite surprised at. Although Ross is very smooth. Ooh, big lag spike there. Ross giving an absolutely almighty punt. In fact, so much so you
get me on the inside of Kuska.
Panda gets past blue flag.
Braking zone for the left-hander.
And so I was just thinking, is blue flag going to immediately retaliate? Big send it moment. No, he holds off.
Teammates, of course, again the seat. Not that nobody stops him, but
yeah, not there. That would make zero difference.
Meanwhile, for the lead, down the inside, and T. Smith with 8 laps to go has just taken the lead away from Beanbag.
Just a knob, isn't he? Like poor old Mike, look how well he's driven. And Tom's like, no.
Could have this one. No. Third as well, Sean through, Kuska through as well. So last time around it was Aaron, Kuska, Sean. This time it's Sean, Kuska, Aaron.
Yeah, cheers for that, Lee. Yeah.
This was the start of such an interesting battle, because obviously the Suzuki's got the pace down the straights, but terrible through the corners, especially at this point. So I can never quite get away. The toe gave Kuska or yourself, Aaron, enough to hang on, and then I just could not get away down the straight. This
was just deja vu of race 1 for me. Like, as soon as you boys got past the Corvette, as much as the Corvette's a fast car in a straight line, it's nothing compared to that Suzuki and whatever. But it was just horrendous trying to stay with you all. So just did the very best I could, but still got a nice little Q form. So from P3 to P8, Pagani managed to claw anything back. So Pagani's done really well, to be fair. Got himself back up to P11, considering how far he was behind. And I've just seen a triangle for P2, which has lost a lot of time. I'm just going to rewind 10 seconds. Mikey off the wall
again.
Oh, he
did well to save that. Could have been a lot worse, as we've seen. Suzuki doesn't like that heavy contact with the wall. Doesn't need to spit it off to the inside, as we've seen. Keep catching that one. But now dropped him well off the back of T. Smith, and
we're all scenting blood at this point.
A bit of a carrot now dangling. It's 2 by 2 in the background there.
Very wide into the first corner, but still holding on. Still holding on. It was such a tense. When you've got cars that are so different, it really is difficult. Like for the neutral people that have not seen this or been a part of it, it's difficult to really kind of explain how different these cars are. Like, I know you're probably thinking, oh, it's a racing game and they can't be that different, but they really, really are, aren't they, lads?
Like, having a huge tank slapper there as he comes off the wall. Just the black colours have got oil on their rear tyres tonight.
Cusker down the inside of Ross at turn 1. Can he make it stick? Ross again holding it around the outside. Did that really, really well all night, to be fair to him.
Did he get snapper sideways there as he gets on the power?
Sean closing the gap to Mike with 4.5 laps to go.
You know what pressure does to Mike.
Oh, Ross tags the wall. Cusker ducks in behind, and here comes a random Panda attack.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah. Out of absolutely nowhere goes Panda. Go towards the inside. Is he going to make the move into turn 1? He's already past Cusker. Can he do the same to Ross? No, nice and sensible. Good driver is Panda. Won't take too many risks and put too many other people at risk. But cost himself what could have been 2 positions there, to be honest. I know he's got a motivated, dribbly blue flag all over the back of him. He senses the opportunity of a dive bomb into the final corner. Christ, did he send that? And he's absolutely paid the price for it again.
Oh,
blue flag.
And Chubbs.
Oh,
oh,
poor old Steph.
Chubbs.
Steph as well.
Really?
Just caught up in all that.
Really unfortunate for Chubbs there. He should have been ghosted really at that point and just wasn't for some reason blue flag.
It was such an almighty send into that final corner from blue flag there. It was just ludicrous send.
And press the button on the controller that only he has access to. It says, no, I'm not going to ghost my car. You are going to crash into me.
Yeah.
Steph and Peteman having a lovely little drive around at the back here.
Oh, yeah. It's glorious sunshine.
Nice day.
Good on them, yeah. Not bad attendance at Blue Moon to watch the FTRL League race.
As always.
There's a few gaps in the stayed in the back there. So.
It's to this point in the race where I was willing a mistake out with Mikey.
To be fair to him, he's driven really, really well. I know he's had a couple of moments, but all things considered, good on him. Effectively,
Literally just 1 lap.
Yeah. In my opinion, Mike's the winner. Tom's just irrelevant and pointless, isn't he? So, well done to Mike. Sean
He doesn't have the fastest lap in this one because he's slow.
Yep. That goes to you, Sean.
Yep.
Faster than Tom.
Tell me about it.
Good on you.
Amazing.
Ross is giving me a good old thrust from behind as we go on to the final lap of the race.
Striking distance well as well. Behind, kind of got splintered a little bit. Going together, not far behind. All about P4.
Garney mounting the attack into the lot. Oh, into the kink. Jonesy holds on. Is Pagani going to send it to the final corner? Jonesy defends well. Pagani cuts back up the inside. T. Smith crosses the line to win the race. Pagani's now ahead. Yeah, fuck him. Mikey second, great job. Sean comes home in third. I managed to just hold off Ross for P4. Cusker sick. P7 is Panda. P8 is Pagani, gets hold of Jonesy, blue flag. Defends the wall, going into across the line. Chubbs P11 and Peteman versus Steph for P12. And Peteman just holds on, nicely done. And Lee was a DNF. Absolutely seething.
Disgraceful. Rage quit.
Yeah, rage quit from Lee.
I had to go pick the missus up for the train station. She was fuming because it was cold. So.
And you sent it
Anger
to the
all
wall on
around.
the way back.
Basically, everybody was Andy.
Yeah, that is true. Right, on to Bathurst. So this one is a slightly different race format. So this is only one single race. There's no sort of sprints and reverse grids. There was a 10-minute qualifying session for this one, and it did involve higher tyre wear and fuel consumption rates. So that meant that there was definitely going to be some pit stops in this one, and the medium tyre was compulsory for this one. So you might see the lads on different tyres, but at some point they all had to run the medium tyre.
Got Mikey in the chat saying, I'm really not looking forward to Bathurst. On the contrary, Mikey, we are very much
Yeah,
looking
very
forward
much
to
so.
it.
Yeah. Right. So, Lee, do you want to take us through the grid?
Memento.
Take us through. I mean, the lads have all had a spoiler as to who got pole. What I will say was qualifying. Well, as you'll see now, Pagani was pole. He was pole by about half a second.
That was absolutely ridiculous.
Incredibly fast lap. I was about 400ths of a second behind Cusker in second. Then we had T. Smith and then Ross just behind. It was a really close qualifying, all things considered. But yeah, when you're ready, Lee, take us through the grid.
And so pole position then for Pagani. He is the unofficial king of Bathurst at FTRL. This week he is pedalling the Mercedes AMG SLS. And so it's making... there was a couple in week one, wasn't there? I think Sean, you drove the Mercedes week one, so it's not the first time we've seen a Mercedes this season, but that is probably the car to have this week, and we'll see a number of them. So pole position for him, stunning final lap. Second is Kusker, also in that AMG Mercedes, so it's a 1-2 for the German Mark. Stunning lap from him, and I believe did Kusker play his wild card this week, Aaron?
He did, yes, he did.
And so a wild card in play then for Kusker.
Third
is Aaron, great qualifying from you, also in that AMG, so top three all in the Mercedes. P4, we find Tom in the Hyundai Genesis. So good call from him. He was complaining that car wasn't great, but still managed to slap it onto P4 ahead of his teammate Ross in the AMG. So P4 Mercedes in the top 5. P6 is Blue Flag, another one I believe in the Mercedes as well. It's a P6 for him. P7 for Sean in the Hyundai, another one in the Hyundai then. I was P8 in the Corvettes. P9 was Mikey in the other Corvettes. So the two Corvettes, 8th and 9th. Used to be the car to have around here, but it has been nerfed slightly. It's quite loose over the top of the mountain. So not quite the car to have anymore, but still a good steed. P10 returning this week, Graham. He's in the Genesis XG70. P11 was Chubbs in the BMW. The sole BMW on the grid this week. Panda P12 in the Hyundai. P13 was Steph in the Subaru. Katz is P14 in the AMG. And P15 was Jonesy also in the Subaru.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So this one was 24 laps of Bathurst, which is a bit of an FTRL favourite. It does split opinion, I must say that. Some people love it, some people hate it. There's no kind of in between with Bathurst.
Love it.
Yeah, however, these always seem to throw up a cracking race. So we will, lads, I've got Pagani just on the final corner, just about to start accelerating off of the final corner when you are all ready. All good to go?
Ready to go?
Yep.
Right, come on in, Sean, you can take us away for this one, mate.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So lights are about to go out. Pagani will lead us down into the first corner with Kusker following. Obviously with the rolling start, we will avoid any turn 1 carnage, or should avoid any turn 1 carnage, but as always with Bathurst, it is the second right hand corner that may well cause the trouble. So very nicely aligned.
Turn 1, but no moves, no dramas, turn 1.
Pagani in the end able to comfortably lead down into T1, followed by pretty much everyone else lined up.
On Graham for P10 into turn 2.
Yeah, nice move from Chubbs down the inside there.
As they caught Graham napping, but he's early moving. There's a bit of concertina for P5, 6, 7, 8.
See most people starting, I think in fact everyone starting, no, in fact Pagani at the front and Kusker both starting on the soft tyres, pretty much everybody else on the mediums.
Yeah, the front two on soft, the rest of the grid were on the medium tyre, so we'd expect the front two to kind of create a bit of a gap in the first stint.
Oh, contact Mikey's round.
Oh, here we go. Oh, and Cats is in the wall as well.
Across the pack
As
there,
is
Cats.
Chubs.
B-Bags. He's already round.
They've all sort of come together and continued up towards the back of the pack, but I think that's because they pretty much all hit the wall coming down the mountain at one
T.
point or
Smith
another.
already all over the back of me, which wasn't fun. I'm typically quite confident at Bathurst, so...
You may also want to watch P8 coming out of the...
on board with Lee.
Just a feeling.
Just,
So Sean there catching the grass.
Oh,
there he goes.
And I really have no idea what happened there.
Nope, me neither.
I just temporarily paused for like 2 seconds as I think I was fractionally ahead of you both. Oh, into the final corner. There's all sorts of dives at the back of the grid.
The Cat and Panda battling it out there. It's coming around for the start lap too. It's a long old race.
Yeah.
Making moves already.
Pagani's got a nice little gap to Kuska, who's also got in turn quite a nice gap to myself. I'm bringing T. Smith with me, and we've got Ross.
How many of Cats having OnlyFans inside of the car? Is he even old enough to subscribe to OnlyFans yet?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. A little bit of a gap formed from SBY down to Graham in P8, who's recovered well after his earlier wobble at the start, losing out a couple of positions to Chubbs and whatnot.
Thinking, hey, soft tyres. Got that sort of 5 together. And to Sean.
It was a bit of a relief to see that gap behind me because I wasn't massively confident on pace in the Hyundai. I chose it because it was pretty stable, and the idea was basically don't go round or go into the wall. So
Did you want your VR again for this one?
Oh yeah. That's it now, done. That's it. VR,
Nice.
VR or nothing.
It's definitely a good move there through the top of the mountain there on Cats. Using that Subaru's superior cornering ability there. Really clip the wall.
Chubbs has picked up a penalty along with Panda.
Yeah, Panda just behind as well. Oh, Cat's into the contact with Jonesy. Coming out of the elbow. Cat smashes into the wall and Jonesy hits him on the way through.
Of course, for anyone not aware, the difference in penalties between GT7 and GT Sport, I think, has really improved it.
Yeah.
You have to serve the penalty now, and it slows you down as opposed to just bleeding it out in the corners.
Yeah, so there'll be on every single circuit at one point during the lap. There's like a little marker, and that will essentially be every single lap that you pick up a penalty. You'll have to serve it either on that lap or obviously if it's far enough away or on the next lap. When you go around, the car will automatically slow down and serve the penalty for you, so nobody can sort of bleed them out, Tom, as they kind of go around and not really see too much of an effect from it.
Pagani in the chat saying Panda with his 3 laps of practice doing well.
Yep.
I've seen Panda win around here in a Lamborghini, so he knows this track well enough.
He's a genuinely very good driver, Will. If he was like on F1, he was naturally really, really fast, and with GT, he's got natural good pace as well. He just his biggest issue is not practicing as much as he should, or could, should I say? Not always, anyway. Sometimes he will. He's had a good season so far. Finished around 5th and 6th most races.
Nearly bins it out of that turn.
Yeah. Oh, Jonesy with a lag spike from me
Oh,
there.
Mike's in the wall.
Nice job from Mike. And Pagani's absolutely running away and bringing Kuska with him, keeping him honest. Kuska, like I said, he is playing his wild card this week.
Jonesy.
Over the gravel, get up the dirt.
Oh, Jonesy again. Cat gives him a smash into the wall, spins him round, and here goes Mike. Oh.
To be fair, I know he said in the chat that happened, but I think there's not really a lot Cats could have done there.
No, I know.
It's difficult to avoid. It's a narrow part of the track. It's difficult to avoid. You don't know what the car head's doing.
No, the front two with some frightening pace.
That's ridiculous.
Pagani with a 2 minute flat 0.4.
It's not exactly the same as his qualifying time.
Yeah, pretty much. And again, done a 2-minute flat.
1
not
or
Kuska.
0.1 or 0.2 wasn't in qualifying, so
Yeah.
finals.
Kuska keeping him very, very honest. I managed to pull a tiny bit of a gap to T. Smith, who was, I think he had a bit of a poor end to lap 3 because Ross was closing him down. Blue flag driving well as well. And Sean just behind him.
This is how it was done with the soft tyres then, because when I looking at strategy for this race, I thought there's no way it's worth stopping to go on soft tyres, but then again, it just turns out I wasn't setting 2-minute flat lap times, so...
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane pace at Bathurst. There's like a handful of us on at Bathurst that are we just love it, and we can just set ridiculous lap times, and to be fair, I suppose I'm not one of those people, but I can get close-ish to them. But people like Pagani and Kuska and Tom and whoever else are just so fast.
Twitch from you, Aaron, now this lap.
Also, as we'll see a bit later, handling the medium tyres towards the end of the stint became a bit of an adventure.
And we will also see how handling the pit lane entry is also a problem for some people.
As always.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't confident coming down that mountain actually. I just couldn't get going.
Oh, Steph's hit the wall on the way in.
Well, has T. Smith?
Section.
Yeah, the cars definitely feel a lot twitchier on this game.
Yeah.
You're very stable, but there's a lot of cars that I was trying, like the BMW and the Corvette, were both very loose and start to drop down after Skyline.
I think it's a good thing overall. I mean, some of the cars in GT Sport, you literally just used to be able to floor it down half of the mountain.
Yeah.
And it'd be absolutely fine.
This battle is between Blue Flag and Sean. It's been going on since the start. Pagani just at arm's length.
It's all pretty much as it was at the moment. Obviously, Sean keeping right off the backside of Blue Flag.
I was sort of content to sit behind at this point. The pace wasn't too bad. I mean, yeah, last lap there's 203s, 202s on the medium tyres, so for once was happy to sit behind Blue Flag for a while and just get a few laps under the belt.
Yeah, there's nobody else that's too close at the minute, so I think we'll keep an eye on Pagani as he smashes into the wall.
Nervous, I look at the bumps, especially with Mercedes was very good down this part of the track. The Corvette was getting very, very squirrely if you were not on the ideal line. This is kind of the critical part of that where you need to be quick through this sector, but the car's fighting underneath you. It's difficult to keep the car under control. That's where you lose a lot of time. In some cases, lose control of the car completely. Closing on Aaron now for P3.
Oh, Chubbs is round.
There he goes.
Reversing down the elbow.
There, Steph, was it? Ooh, Cats as well.
Almost.
Oh, Chubbs having an absolute stinker trying to turn that round.
Oh no.
I mean, it is a bit of a boat, let's be honest.
This is the classic Austin Powers in a hallway.
That's what put me off the BMW. I thought the Corvette was a little bit twitchy, but the BMW was even worse.
I did one lap in that BMW practice and was like, nope.
We did a few more than that, but I was still like, nope.
Yeah, the soft runners, if you start to look at their tyre wear, it was all pretty much completely even. Kuska's rears were slightly worse than Pagani's. But really, we should start expecting pit stops from the front too fairly soon.
The lead that they built up, so on their soft side, see their advantage of their fastest first sector there from Aaron. This lap 6 lap old mediums.
Thank you. I navigated that first corner very well. Yep. It was really, really, really positive from me there.
Ross slipping back towards Simon Sean. Being on the tail of his teammate, just dropping back now towards the 7th, so we're going to go racing.
Graham with a really solid drive in P8 at the moment. Graham also, I know he didn't play a wild card this week. There was Cusker, Jonesy and Steph all played their wild cards this week, which meant that they got double points for this race. So they committed.
Going to the wall quite hard there though.
Yep. Panda going well.
Bounces off.
With the contrasting strategies in this one, considering like the front couple and when people start to pit, you can't help but feel like people will start to bunch together as the race proceeds.
Oh no, Chubbs. Not again. I was just reading Chubbs' comments in the chat saying should watch the BMW coming down the hill. It was a nightmare every single lap, so I thought I'll have a look, but it turns out he crashed before going down the hill.
Well, Cusker's the first one to pit, so he tries to get the undercut on Pagani, who goes round onto lap 7 on those soft tyres.
Aggressive send to the pit lane.
There's also a look at Pagani's front right tyre as he begins lap 7.
It is very red. Now, if you get to the stage now where you actually use the tyre up, it becomes nigh on impossible to steer. So you've got to be careful on this lap.
Exactly. Well,
Time.
it should mean then, well, I imagine Pagani will respond at the end of this lap, which will mean that myself and T. Smith will take over the reins. Just temporarily.
Ultimate strategy then. So you into the soft tyres later on. Back to you. The interesting thing about these endurance races, doing different things at different times.
And where do they...
You've had clear track as well since the beginning, really, since those two kind of eased away, so you're not being held up by anybody. You're able to run your race.
Very true. Well, Cusker rejoined in P9, so he was just behind, well, a few seconds behind Panda. And Pagani, I imagine. Well, T. Smith has a big old kick going down the bottom of the hill. And Pagani going along.
Oh, Chubbs.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, nearly. You caught this one, just.
Stand board of Pagani, are we going to see him respond and dive straight into the pits?
I can't think he can do anything but look at the state of that front right tyre now. That's gone.
Yeah.
Slither of white left. Is he even going to make it round the...
There it goes. He's got to... I thought he wasn't going to come in for a minute.
late peel in there.
And Pagani does dive in, as he should have done, which means that myself and T. Smith will come round to inherit the lead of the race. As we begin lap number 8, a third of the way through. With SPY and T. Smith, or Ross should I say. Round turn 1.
Ahead of Ross now. Over a big send down the inside of the 1. It's no done. They're doing really well on this one.
And Pagani rejoins and he's side by side with Graham. Not sure whether Graham will fight
Graham's
this.
not going to make it too difficult. He's not your teammate, so let's see what they do.
Pagani.
Got the move done. Yeah, Graham ahead, so slots in ahead. Pagani now is compromised.
Yeah,
but
crucially
is ahead of
though.
Cusker.
Yeah, who has Panda between them.
Undercut not really working out there.
That's probably down to fuel load, so obviously Cusker's got more fuel at this stage, so Pagani's short fuel there just to ensure he got in track position again.
Yeah,
Done without Graham dropping in front of him.
Both of them saving the second set of softs for the final stint, as you'd expect.
Oh, there goes Will. Perfect 360 as he came over the top there. Just got the curve on the outside,
where's
spanning
Cat's
round.
going? Cat is off in the background as well. Just coming to the top of the hill. He's managed to recover it. Gives Chubbs a bit of a chance to catch up if he can hold on to that BMW.
And either the front runners dive in.
Oh, no, Chubbs! Oh, not again. I'm going to stop watching him now.
Both carry on. Well, Ross is back ahead of Blue Flag, who dives into the pits, tries to get the undercut, comes in off those medium tyres.
So crucial to getting the move done on Graham down the Cornwall straight. P6. Of course, will spin as release Kusker as well. Now chasing down Graham. With the erstwhile race leaders. Oh, Pagani! Oh, wow! Pagani there, huge moment at the final corner. I think that was when he said he almost Kyled it.
Yeah, that is a good quote. He did. Let's see if Graham can hold off Kusker going into turn 2. Doesn't look like he will.
He's got a good run.
He certainly has.
The inside.
Oh.
To do.
Yeah, Graham doesn't like that
not
too much.
easy.
Brakes. Yeah, Graham, I think.
Yeah.
Seems better of it. Good sort of thing, really. Flashing lights there from Kusker. So thank you.
Yeah. Oh, beanbags off. Oh, going again.
Straight out the pitch.
No, not again. Mowing the lawn.
Yeah. And a bit of charity work. Carries on though, still believes he can win the race. That's Chubb's pits. Those fresh tyres will definitely help.
As we're cutting that pit entry line, if the penalties are on.
Myself and T. Smith have a bit of a gap to Ross.
He might have left them off actually, he might have got away with
Ross into the wall. It's going to be compromised now, SPY.
Yeah, he was just getting away there as well. He was just about to start getting away.
Can you do anything?
Yeah, there.
Pagani's formed a nice little gap back to Kusker again. It's about the same as it was before they pitted, I believe. T. Smith into the pits from second.
Late call as well, I think, that from T. Smith.
Yeah. I think he was going to do the opposite to what I did. He texted me mid-race and said I feel very threatened by you at the moment, so it was I was in his head at this point. He's still in the pits as Panda joins him. Jonesy dives in as well. See if Blue Flag, can he get the undercut? Any form of a gap on Panda? I believe they were quite close. Oh, I could be wrong. I think he was just behind it, wasn't he? Yeah, Blue Flag was with...
It was Sean and Rossi was battling with.
Yeah. No, that's on me. Right, well, I did have quite a nice gap at this point.
Just having a look back to second, how well Ross has managed to manage his tyres.
Soft hand Ross.
Yeah, compared to me, look.
Absolutely, look at that. Look at the difference. The same car.
So that was into the wall.
Yeah.
I'm notoriously fantastic with my tyres on GT and my fuel.
Yeah.
So a bit of a kiss of the wall, just to let you know I was there thinking of it. Now Ross is that's quite a difference, that actually.
That's the difference, isn't it? That is like 4 or 5 tyre laps extra wear.
That's really impressive from Ross, I think, to be fair. Just look at the difference even between you and him, Sean.
Yeah. I'm not well known for handling my tyres or fuel either.
I can promise you're better known than I am.
Apparently so.
Look, T. Smith's on his own in P6, I would imagine. I pit, yes I do. Do I get this one correct? Oh yeah, that one's fine. No spoilers. No spoilers in advance. Of course. I'm looking forward to that.
Steph on the back of Beanbag. Cats and Jonesy together. Jonesy, of course, fighting back after that
Cats,
spin.
power slide. Jonesy into the wall. As they go onto the back straight.
It's tricky that corner because you've got to go slower than you think. Obviously, you want to carry some speed, but that wall comes at you really quickly on the exit.
Yeah.
course, down the straight, I'm not really expecting Jonesy to be closing on Cats at all. Nor am I
T
expecting
Smith.
Steph to be closing on Beanbag.
Yeah, T Smith did jump me. However, I put about a quarter of a tank more fuel in my car than he did. So that was my plan, to try and come back at him later on in the race.
With Graham and Mikey into the pits.
Soft tyre now.
Steph to ninth.
Pagani now together. Pagani back after his pit stop. Should get to make his.
I imagine Sean and Ross, by the looks of things, were going on the one stop pit, slap bang down the middle.
Indeed.
That was
just
what.
Very aware
at this stage.
Holding Pagani all the way across the top here.
Yeah, I was very tempted to do that myself, but in the position I was in, I had to kind of mirror what Mr. Smith was doing. Pagani gets such a better run, those tyres are killing you, Sean.
Yeah.
I imagine you're going to go around one more time as well.
This was always coming. I wasn't going to fight it.
Not your race, was it really?
No.
The important thing is realise who you are really racing.
I wasn't about to get out of the way over the top of the mountain, but nonetheless, I knew that was coming. I wasn't about to send it down to this corner, I don't think.
See, well, not deliberately anyway.
Not deliberately.
See how much Kuska was caught up though, as a result of having to follow you over the mountain.
There's a little
probably half
three-way scrap. Oh, Graham sideways, Jonesy goes through. Oh, and then Jonesy goes sideways, and Graham goes back through. What a switchback that was.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah, incredible. As Crofty would say, the old switcheroo, because he's a prick. Cat's going well in P10.
Beanbags backwards over the top of the mountain. Oh, he's still going.
No, he's killing the marshal.
He tries to make the time back again in the next corner, and he just.
Oh no!
He's going for another marshal.
Oh, here he goes.
Flag.
Going for the full.
This is the full-on Mikey meltdown. Here he comes. I guarantee you he hits the elbow as well.
This is what happens when you drink.
Guarantee
it.
Guarantee it. Oh no, he hasn't. Well, that might prove me wrong. Hell of a driver.
Graham and Jones is still going at it out of the final corner.
Kuska then up to third now as well. He's cleared a little bit easier than Pagani did, so he's not lost much time.
Great little scrap forming for P10 here.
Yeah.
And Chubbs just trying to get involved before he inevitably spins again in a minute.
Jonesy and Chubbs.
I'm sure the first half of this lap felt great for Chelsea. One step forward, 10 steps back.
Those straights felt really good for him, everybody watching, please do like the stream, much appreciated. For a long old slog this week. We will be back to normality again as per next week. Ross coming around to end lap number 12. He's got Pagani closing him down, but I don't think it's going to impact him too much. So I imagine Ross will be pitting
as well.
Yeah.
So his tyres looking really good, isn't it? His rear is worse than his front rear.
I think it just doesn't go fast enough for it to impact his tyres.
Maybe a big twitch there.
Finally, the end of lap 12, allowing the one-stoppers to start to come into the pits.
How's your pit entry, Sean? That was good.
Not too bad.
Seems alright. So I'm just curious, there's no reason I ask. Nothing happens and pit stops.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Very boring pit entry.
Yeah. So this little battle for P11. Graham still leading the way. Jonesy in 12th. Captain Chubbs just behind, who's not spun this lap, so good on him for doing so. But still time, still a couple more corners.
Yeah, Jones's teammates though, so giving him the bump draft. And I think,
push Jones all the way through.
Bumps him past here.
Yeah.
Not sure if I want to be bump drafting into the chase, to be honest. The Chubbs go around the outside, so as a team move, that's worked out beautifully.
Couple of Hyundais coming together.
Yeah, and he's now forced Jonesy off out the outside so he can go through. There you go. And now Graham's back through, so all is good in the world.
Top way shop, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's got the I've helped my team a bit out of the way, tick that box, and got a place for himself.
Good gamesmanship there from Chubbs. Solid drive from you, really. P14. And
starting to get back into the mixer at least.
if that was an indirect dig at Mike, I didn't appreciate it. Oh my! Mike absolutely powered out the final corner and he smashed into the pit wall. I've lost a bit of time to T Smith. I do remember having a bit of a shocker. I think it was on this lap.
See the times when we get to the end of it.
Yeah, like I said to you, I knew I was going to concede some time to him from the pit stop, but I didn't have the best out lap, I don't think. Well, it was at some point.
That was a 2:01.4.
Out lap, or was it the?
The out laps, T Smith's out lap was 2:11 and Aaron's was 2:16.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that counts taking
yeah.
fuel on or anything, but
Yeah, I didn't have. I added a bit of a shocker, but then I responded well. 2011, it's not bad.
1, 2, 1, 1. No, that's not right. So it must have been like that.
Yeah, Kuska is slowly reeling Pagani back in. Be a battle till the end, I would have thought, but a lot of people driving around on their own. Panda and Sean are fairly close.
interesting note about these. I don't know if it's the stock wheels. I've noticed the wheels are different colours, front and rear.
Yeah, on the Hyundai, yeah,
is
stock.
It the stock.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I did wonder how that had been achieved. Of course, I do design all my own liveries.
Of course, oh yeah, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Absolutely. It'd be a fool to think otherwise. Steph going well on P9, to be fair to him.
Yeah, he's having a good race so far.
Oh,
Chubbs. Speaking of having a good race.
Jonesy, is he going to put Graham under any pressure, or is he just going to continue to sit behind?
He's got straight line speed to put me under pressure at this point. Using the slipstream to pull himself up the hill, and then for a mistake, I think, is Josie's strategy here. I think that's going reasonably well in P10 as well.
Yeah, a few of the guys having a really good race. Still nearly 20 people watching, so thank you very much, everybody.
Absolutely. It's the value of consistency, especially around this track. The guys that we've seen not really have that many or any moments are the ones sitting, 7th, 8th, 5th, 10th.
Yeah.
Smith has really got the magnets on the front too. This stage really closed in. I know he's on the
soft tyres. Yeah. Right on the back of Kuska now.
In fact, his soft tyres are in better condition.
So he's not setting the sort of blisteringly fast times.
Backwards.
Who's backwards?
Mikey.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, sorry. That's my fault. It's been a long day. I'm off of about 2 hours sleep, so I apologise, everybody.
So T Smith not setting. T Smith is not setting the massively fast times that we saw from Pagani and Kuska earlier, the 2-minute flats, but he's just consistently low 2:01s. That's what enabled him to.
Kuska really struggled on the mediums, I think.
Yeah, he's just saw a big slide out of that corner.
He's only taken 14 laps, but I've caught up to somebody for position.
Oh, we'll get to that in a second. We've got T Smith all over the back of Kuska. Oh, Kuska, a bit of a slide. Is Tom going to go through? No, I think he'll wait. He's going to try and get a switch.
Place to get through.
Yeah, a little switch. Tom should have a good drive out here. However,
skating the Americans.
Nowhere to get through. He's going to have to wait for the straight.
And of course, the Mercedes has got more power. So, slipstream.
He's
got on for it straight away.
And he does it, and he goes. Yeah, Kuska's really worn those tyres out.
Lap 6 or 7.
Yeah,
6 for him, wasn't it? So
it's not great if he's looking for a final stint on the softs. He's got a long way to go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right, Jonesy's still with Graham in the battle for 11th. Going to start seeing the final pit stops very soon, obviously other than yourself and Ross, Sean.
Yep.
You're both going quite well.
Oh, jumps in the wall. Right in the wall now as well. Here goes Jonesy.
Jumps in the wall again, and again, and again. Okay, it's okay.
Got to a straight to the right.
I think if you press the fast forward 10 seconds thing, Sean, I think you might be. I think to be fair, I think you might be about 10 seconds behind us. I think, just in case.
Oh, Graham's at the wall. That was straight.
Graham.
What's happened there?
Oh, quick! Pause it. Go back 10 seconds. Oh, he's put.
He's got on the grass.
Oh, he's got on the grass and he's slid off.
Oh no.
Saying hello to the marshals. Marshals do not give a shit. Oh no, there we go. Now he starts waving his flag.
Oh yeah, big moment there. Takes out a couple of the brake markers. Thankfully, not the 150, which is the one everybody uses.
Yeah, unlucky for Graham there. It was going well. He was absolutely gutted about that, I can tell you that much. Oh, Mike sliding around the elbow, clips the ball. He's got the front runners coming up to him very, very soon. We're going to start seeing some pit stops, I think, in the next couple of laps.
Second penalty for blue flag.
I think at this point as well, I pulled in a bit onto Cusker here, because T Smith got past and Cusker started to fall back. I was slowly starting to reel him in, so we'll keep an eye on the old pit stops. Oh, Mike's off. Mike's back on. Photographer on the bank there decided to get on his knee after Mike went past. Was waiting for the next cars to come.
It's like, I've got enough of him going off today. I'll get one of the leaders.
Oh, T Smith is the first to pop in, and then Cusker.
Suit. Good pit entry from both of them there. Well done.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah.
Side by side for the Hyundais for P7.
That's why it goes through. I do like that livery you've got on there, Sean.
Thanks, all my own work.
Yeah.
Well done.
I didn't know you had such a soft spot for Vans Direct.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's better than OnlyFans, to be fair.
Yeah, that is true.
Only Vans.
Only Vans, yeah. Sake. Oh, God.
In. Steph in.
Yeah, I think I'll be pitting as well. My front right's not looking too handsome. So T Smith come out in P5 back behind Cusker, who's got a tiny bit more fuel than him. We did manage to jump both yourself and Panda there, Sean.
What are those tyres to go? What's that? 7 laps? Slightly less fuel than might make it.
Yeah, Chubbs is in.
See.
Mike's under blue flag conditions. As Pagani starts to approach. I think we'll keep an eye on the front couple here for any pit stops, just to see. I'd probably go on board with me if I was you. All you need to know is that I'm very proud. Take all the rough with the smooth in this life, and sometimes you can't. Yeah, you can't avoid the inevitable.
Nothing wrong with that from Pagani.
Yeah.
And now Aaron to follow suit. Oh God! Oh no!
Oh dear.
Yeah, it happened. Listen, not proud of it. Not proud of it.
Much time.
Not really, but then when you're trying to race against T-Sweat.
It's the ones where you end up pointing to the outside of the pit wall that you're in trouble, or sideways.
Yeah.
You miss it completely and get reset the track.
Yes, all that.
Yeah, frustratingly. So when I came out the pits, if you go on board with Ross in P5, so I'd gone back onto the soft tyre and came back out the pits alongside Ross. So this was now a battle where both of us going to the end, but the power of that Merc compared to mine coming out of the pits, Ross just gets ahead.
I was surprised to see you there.
Yeah. I wasn't too happy.
See, the amount of time that T. Smith has gained across those pit stops is ridiculous.
Yeah, I was...
Back ahead of Kuska as well, so that was the Kuska.
I've no idea. I was, most upset. I was most upset indeed. Oh, Custer, a big moment into the wall.
Ooh.
That's a big old smash.
Too much curve on the inside there.
Oh, and
greedy.
again. Yeah, he's trying a bit too hard at this point.
I think Kuska might have had a bit of a moment on his in lap. He was a couple of seconds slower than
Yeah, I was...
the others.
At this point, I recognised that Ross was on the one stop and it was important to get past as quickly as I could, and I was on the softs, he was on the mediums. I knew my tyres were fresher, but I don't believe there's anything to watch on this lap regarding that battle. We'll go further back. Graham is now in a scrap for P12 with Nexus Cats. Chubb's in P14. And
Blue
Mike's
Flag's
trying his
dropped
best.
back. I think Blue Flag's strategy is what's cost him here. I don't know if he was struggling with tyre wear, but he looks to have gone for 2 stints on the mediums and 1 on the softs. He didn't think the Merc was capable of the 1 stop, which it may not have been, to be fair.
No, I think what we'll do on this lap is we'll keep an eye on myself and Ross. And
Come on, big slide from you. Try to get the power down.
I felt committed.
Looks it from the outside, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was frustrated I couldn't get past on the previous lap because I knew that I needed to make up some time, and I felt reasonably quick, to be fair. Obviously I was keeping Tom at arm's reach in the first stint. I know he was saving tyres and fuel a little bit behind, but he said afterwards that he couldn't get particularly close, which was quite reassuring. The pace felt good. Pagani says lap 22 my race falls apart, so Mystic Meg, God rest her soul, pipes up.
R.I.P.
Yep.
She didn't see that coming, I bet.
And Budum.
Hey.
Almost she did.
Always room for the classics. Everybody getting very, very squirrely down the mountain now.
Yep.
Like fuel loads, fresh tyres. Pushing hard.
Yep, I would.
Big moment there.
Yeah, I was committed. I'd probably go on board with me now here, chaps. I'll do the same.
Down the Conrod.
The Dunlop straight, as I called it once. Well, shows me to the outside. A little bit of a bump going to the corner. And Ross runs off, gets the power down, and around he goes. Unfortunate.
Deep there.
Yeah.
Grass on the outside.
Well, at this point, I knew that we'd made contact going over the kink. I knew I turned in a bit too suddenly, but I didn't have any communication with Ross at this point, so I felt like he was like really angry after we went round. So I was really worried that it was me forcing him onto the curb there that made him slide off at the back and spin round. So I was in two minds whether to stop and wait or whether to carry on. So it was a horrible moment, never nice to see. So I do apologise for any contact there, Ross. Final few laps, Mikey's it's a new record speed for Mike there. As Lee dives into the pits for his final stop. It was quite a late one, Lee.
Yeah, I'd done double medium, so I was
Right.
the Corvette tyre was quite bad.
Graham dives in as well. Pagani's away. T. Smith is very, very close. And to be honest, there's not much else going on, I don't think. Flicking through the grid, Lee comes out just behind Chubbs with a 1.5 second penalty. Where did you get that, Lee?
I could only assume pit entry.
Oh.
I must have been a bit too aggressive with the old curbings.
Right, well, I'm going to go on board with Mr. Smith as he reels in Pagani. This is a proper OG FTRL GT battle, this. As they cross the line, 4 laps to go. Those lap times from T. Smith looking very nice indeed. Pagani did respond on the previous lap with a 2-minute flat .8, marginally quicker than Tom, but the lap before he was took half a second out of Pagani. So Cusk on his own in third, quite a gap to myself in fourth. Shaw not too far behind. Well, not too much more to report at this stage. Everybody was quite spread out, so we'll go inside the car with T. Smith as he tries to close down Pagani in first.
They're looking nice and stable there through that downhill section.
Yeah.
A little bit wide at the elbow. Twitch is just going to power down, but gap remains.
It's only about a second or so the gap. I feel the tension brewing. About 22 of 24.
The hill.
Oh! And Pagani slides off the grass
There's the twitch.
into the wall. T. Smith goes through. Pagani tries to fight back. T. Smith now into the wall. Pagani gives him a little push. Oh, it's all falling apart.
Oh dear.
Told you, dirty in the races at Blue Moon, dirty at Bathurst. Justice for FTRL. Get it trending on Twitter. Hashtag Pagani out.
It was a just looking back, it was just a momentary twitch.
Yeah.
Just got him on the grass.
Just clips that
control.
grass.
Yeah.
Flicked him onto the grass.
Yeah, Pagani's, to be fair,
Possible.
he's had that issue for a long time with that pad he's got, controller pad he's got. It flicks him left, it does it quite a lot. And it done it just as he's gone up into the corner. To be fair, he's had it for a long time. But yeah, I think it just caught him off guard as he's going into the corner. And then he smashes T. Smith in retaliation about 4 times.
I suppose that was the accelerator flickering as well.
And now, game on. 2 laps to go. Less than a second between the front two. Probably about half a second between the front two. Tyre wear is fairly equal. Pagani got a tiny bit more fuel. And the faster car in a straight line, so...
So we get a get a GoFundMe going to buy Pagani one of his fancy new PS5 controllers. But if he didn't keep beating, yeah, that as well. But if he didn't keep beating everybody else,
yeah.
Unexpected twitches this time. Turn 2 nicely.
Yeah, to be fair, T Smith was consoled Pagani in the party chat we was all in, telling him it was unlucky. It's just a rare moment. These things can happen.
For P12, some jumps in myself.
Well, here we go. Bit of action. Lee gets ahead. Oh, that breaks himself a bit. Can Chubbs respond? Coming into the final corner. 2 laps to go.
Side, get a little bit of overlap here, so I couldn't take the racing line. What I wanted to actually go over. Because of whose car's going to twitch most over the last 2 laps to
Oh, Chubbs with a big slide round turn 1. That's going to give Lee some breathing space. Let's go and check in with the front 2 again. Barney's still biding his time. There's an intense battle for P10 between Cats in P10 and Mike in 15th. Oh, no, there's not. Mike drops it. It's almost like he knew I was watching.
the final lap. Then come the leaders, both of them on the curve on the outside, having a twitch.
Pagani has a habit of finishing long races at Bathurst very, very close. We've got a very famous clip of myself and Pagani where Sean absolutely blitzed that race and me and Pagani were fighting over second place.
Turn 2, still nose to tail. No mistake from the leader. No opportunity for Pagani. Nothing into the elbow. Neat and tidy. Pagani closing in though. Just get the power down a little bit better. Tie the line.
Pagani's tyre is a bit worse than Tom's at this stage. Pagani giving it absolutely everything, trying to close the gap.
2:02.000 from Tom. With that 2:02.039 for Pagani, so just 39 thousandths between them on the last lap. Pagani on the grass.
Oh, just holding on. Oh, he's struggling now.
Let's give him dirty tyres here though. Just tiptoeing for a couple of corners. Sure.
Lovely, taking through there.
Oh, Pagani with a big send into the elbow. Oh. Tom took it nice and steady. Just got the final chicane and then the final turn to navigate for what will be a God knows what number of wins for Mr. Smith in FTRL. Heartbreak for Pagani unless he can make anything happen on this final straight.
Send it.
Ross and blue flag for P6.
T Smith gets through as T Smith does. Just one more corner to navigate. Can Pagani do anything into the final corner? He's too far back. He tries to late brake. T Smith with a small twitch, but he crosses the line just under half a second ahead of Pagani. OTP in
the racing and a quarter of a car length between them.
Yep. OTP in the chat says a number of wins which Tom can't count to.
Kuska's tyres absolutely dead
yeah.
as he crosses the line.
And, and what you will see from myself here was
very, very gracious of Aaron to let me take 4th place there. Thank you.
I decided to wait for Ross because I conceded places to Sean and to Blue Flag, and
getting Ross on the final lap as well. So that's good too.
And to Ross. So I crossed the line in 7th, only to be told after the race that Ross's cat had knocked out his headset. So Ross was having to do the last part of the race with no sound, and Ross wasn't able to tell me that there was no contact, and it was just him outbreaking himself. So really, I conceded 3 places there for absolutely no reason. And what I did do in the admin chat is give myself an immediate qualifying ban for ruining Ross's race as well. as I do.
So presumably we'll honour that next week.
Yeah, we'll honour that next week, so I won't be qualifying. Yeah.
Panda P8,
So-
Steph P9, Cats P10 in that battle with Jonesy. I'm saying P11. I could be happy
Good
with
race. Good race
Oh,
for Steph
Chubbs
on
is
the
off.
wild card. Oh no,
No.
not again.
What a knob.
that. Is Graham
Is
going
he
to
going
catch
to get
him?
it going before Graham catches him?
Come on, Graham. Oh, Graham's off.
Oh no. Where's Mikey? Oh, he's finished. Never mind.
Well done, Mike.
A race, not
Captain-
a race to remember.
Yeah,
fairly
Captain
soon,
Calamity
unfortunately.
comes home in 13th.
Unlucky for some. Graham 14th.
Poor old Graham rounds off the grid. And Mike does what Mike does best. I think it was a career best lap time of a 2:47 on lap 19 from Mike. Nicely done. Well, that will wrap up the stream. So it's basically pretty much 2 hours bang on we've been going for tonight. So apologies if it was a bit flat in some areas. Obviously, very different type of races that we had tonight. This week we will be racing at, is it Tokyo East, I believe?
It is, yes.
Oh god.
So that is through the city of Tokyo. So it is nothing but a street circuit with a ridiculously long straight. So we're going to see a few different cars on the grid this week because a few of the guys have played the Suzuki hand early. And we've also got Le Mans coming up as well at the end of the season, which also features a lot of long straights and whatnot. So
And Monza as well.
and Monza. So we've got a
Yeah,
lot of power circuits
absolutely.
left. I imagine we'll see a few BMWs this week and maybe a couple of other little surprises in there. So thank you very much all for watching. Thank you to yourself, Lee. Thank you to you, Sean.
Yeah, thank you, chaps.
And we will see you next Sunday at the normal time of 8 o'clock. And commentators to be confirmed. But until then, please do like the stream before you leave. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next time.